So Ohio State in 2024 was dominant down the stretch of the season. There's no other way to put it. But even with them winning a national championship, there still kind of felt like this underlying sense of there's more to accomplish, because with all the talent the Buckeyes had, they really did not perform up to the expectations in the regular season, and the offense just played so timid. It's like who knows what numbers would have been put up if they played loose and were not afraid to let Will Howard air it out, something he proved he could do well through those final 4 games. But losing to Michigan just hurts, man. It really did, and there was no reason to lose that game. It's ridiculous. So this year, going into the 2025-26 season, there is no reason for the Buckeyes to not be one of the most dominant teams in college football history. They have taken full advantage of the NIL rules and market. They still have one of the most expensive teams by far. They have Jeramiah Smith leading the way again, along with other receivers that I am super excited to see with a full opportunity. And the main excitement, at least for me, comes from the arm of Julian Sayin, because I think he's going to give Jeramiah the chance to put up numbers we have never seen before. I think better QB play through the whole season is going to unlock this offense and just this team to a new height. And already winning a championship should be a big weight lifted off everyone's shoulders. So this season, I expect them to go out there and play loose, let the football fly. It should be exciting, and I want to break down this offense. But first, before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 60,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. So again, before I even get into everything I want to talk about in this video, I do want to give credit and props to Will Howard, because he won a national championship. He played near perfect football for 4 games in a row. He played with a swagger. He was fun to watch. There were some low moments through the season, but his resilience was second to none. But Julian Sayin, obviously the race is not over yet, because Lincoln Kienholz is still in the race to end up being the starting QB, and I'm going to talk about him and break down what you need to know in another video. But if I had to guess who will get the nod for week 1 at least, it will be Julian Sayin. I think both quarterbacks will get the chance at some point, but the first chance will go to Sayin. So let's talk about him. Sayin doesn't have the biggest frame ever. He's listed at 6'1" and 203 pounds, but this is not a limitation at all. He has a quick release, elite level processing ability, and the ability to make all the throws. According to the coaching staff and teammates, his quieter demeanor is seen as a positive. He's focused, doesn't get rattled, and flies under the radar, which can throw off opponents. I do from the past kind of have a frustration with Day's reluctance to let athletic quarterbacks use their legs. I would have loved to see more from Justin Fields, CJ Stroud, and even Will Howard in this area. Kienholz could theoretically offer this dynamic, but it's not enough to outweigh Sayin's overall polish and precision. Sayin moves better than a guy like Kyle McCord. He can get it done, but it's the arm that is really the spotlight of his game. Sayin's lack of college reps is the one concern according to some analysts and people who talk about the Buckeyes on a daily basis. He's a sophomore who hasn't taken a meaningful snap yet outside of the nothing games last year against like Bowling Green, Akron. Actually, I was at the Akron game. I'm not even sure if he played, but either way, you get the point. He was only in when the Buckeyes were up by 45. But Smith and many others on the team have already seen enough in workouts, practice reps, and film sessions to believe that he's the real deal. I think Smith's praise is like a vote of confidence from someone who sees Sayin operate every day. And if Jeramiah Smith is calling him my quarterback right now, unintentionally or not, I think he is pretty much declaring who is going to be out there week 1. Jeramiah has the keys to Columbus right now. Ryan Day may have wanted to keep the competition tight just so the 2 QBs would compete in the spring and just make each other better. But when Smith says who it is indirectly, we know who is going to be the QB. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think the reason why Jeramiah Smith is so excited about playing with Julian Sayin is that he knows he is a guy that is willing to throw him toss-ups to let him make a play. Like, I can't even remember last season a time where a ball was thrown to Smith over 35 yards, single coverage, double, it doesn't matter, and it ended up being anything worse than just an incompletion. The dude has some of the strongest hands and best ball skills in football, and I mean both college and the NFL, even as just a 19-year-old. And I remember in the Rose Bowl, he came down with the ball being completely draped by 2 defenders. He can catch the ball behind the line of scrimmage and take it to the house with his speed, or as we saw in the national championship, with the game on the line, we know he can make the play. He really does it all, and I think Sayin is going to be the perfect QB for him, especially with Chip Kelly gone and with a more aggressive playbook. There is no reason why the Buckeyes should only win games against teams like Akron and Bowling Green by 40 points. Those games should be 70 to 80 point blowouts. There's no reason you can't score over 25 against Michigan. I don't care what the weather is or what the circumstances are. Being safe has to stop. It's time to be aggressive and just run right through opponents and not even give them a glimmer of hope. Let's take a look at what this offense right now as a whole looks like. Obviously, I've been talking about Jeramiah Smith this whole video, but he will be in the number 1 wide receiver role. He's going to command double teams, but really opposing secondaries can't do it, or else they will be freeing up another guy who will beat you every time. The Buckeyes are loaded. Last season as a freshman, Jeramiah put up just over 1,300 yards with 15 touchdowns. Could have been more if the Buckeyes were more aggressive in the early parts of the season, but overall, he had a solid year, and he averaged a whopping 17.3 yards per catch, which is just amazing. And behind him will be Carnell Tate once again, who will be stepping into Emeka Egbuka's role. It's great to see him back another year. He adds continuity to this offense, and him and Smith already know how to work together. They have that chemistry, and they both will create tons of opportunities for each other, whether it's Smith going deep and making the secondary drop back, and then Tate running across the middle on a slant for a big play, or Tate forcing an opposing defense to not double team to create a big mismatch. I think those two guys will complement each other very well. Carnell Tate last season had 52 receptions for 733 yards with 4 touchdowns. Behind those two in the Y spot will most likely be Brandon Inniss. He's a junior, and this is his chance. It's fun to see him finally get an opportunity because he was supposed to last year. That was until Jeramiah came right in and just took everyone's spot, and everyone bumped back one. In terms of the running backs, the backfield is super interesting and is going to be pivotal because we had a complete transition in terms of personnel. Both Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins went to the NFL. Travion got drafted to the Patriots. Quinshon went to the Browns. Judkins actually just got arrested, which sucks to see, but anyways, both those guys are gone, so now it's up to James Peebles and CJ Donaldson to take over the room. Recently, James spoke to the media about how he feels about potentially stepping into that number 1 role, and here is what he said.
James, how you feeling so far this spring, taking over as the number 1 back? You played a lot as a true freshman. How do you feel now going into your second year?
Feeling good. You know, last year I learned a lot, especially with the guys in the room with Trey, Q. So I learned a lot of things last year, and now this year just looking to get better, improve in the areas I need improvement, and help these young guys come along with me.
I know you came in physically ready last year. How have you changed physically even more so than this year?
Yes, so I definitely gained weight. I'm like 210, 211 right now. Same height, of course. You know, other than that, just really just improving like footwork and stuff like that. And Coach Mickey's been doing a great job this winter in developing our bodies and everything, as well as our mind as well. So being a student of the game and learning everything I can.
Is that classic for me? Is that like your ideal weight, you think, where you're at right now?
I mean, yeah, I feel it's a good weight. Right now they're keeping me at the same weight. Move really well at that weight, so I don't see changing it.
So yeah, I'm super excited about this offense overall. The O-line should be solid. Hopefully this offense can build from how things ended last year. Of course, there is a big test at the shoe right out of the gates in week 1 against Texas, which should be a fun game. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think about Julian Sayin and this offense. Will they be more dominant than last year, or will things take time to gel? That's all I got though for this one. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point. And if you enjoyed and haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe because your support truly does mean the world. And until next time, I will see you all later.